Hi, this is Patrick from Yoga Garden. There's nothing quite like the feeling of doing a headstand or handstand in the center of the room with only your body and your concentration keeping you in the pose. The energy, the excitement, the feeling of flight are all really great. But of course, before we do things in the middle of the room or outside in the middle of the park, we have to learn on the wall. However, I've noticed that a lot of students never really get off the wall. They're kind of parked on it for years at a time in these inverted poses. The wall is a great way to learn, but it's not the final expression of the pose. We don't want to be chained to the wall. We don't want to not be able to do the pose without a wall nearby. Remember, the wall is just a prop, like a block or a strap. And when the time is right, you should try to work on these poses without the wall. Of course, this is really hard for people because they're afraid of falling over and breaking their necks without the wall there to support them. It's a perfectly reasonable fear, but in this video I'm going to try to show you some techniques so you can get off the wall, face your fear, and learn how to fall if things go wrong with safety. In order to explain these principles, I'm going to have to go where no yoga teacher has ever been before. That's right, it's NASCAR. I'm not a NASCAR fan, I don't really know anything about it, but I do know a good chance to explain some physical properties of crashes. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at two crashes and try to understand how they work and what the consequences of them were. Here's the first one.
Qualifying for NASCAR Sprint Cup, Michael McDowell. Car gets loose, he loses control, hits the wall, flips multiple times. He rolls, catches fire. Wow.
Yes, wow indeed. That's a crazy crash. But is the driver okay? Oh, look at that. The guy is walking. He doesn't have a scratch on him after all that. That's crazy. Let's look at this crash.
The black number 3 car, Earnhardt, just pushed a little bit initially and then collected by Ken Schrader as he went up into the wall. And that was the accident that was to claim Dale Earnhardt's life.
Huh? Say what? He died? That wasn't anything compared to the first one. Look at this. This guy's like flipping, his car catches on fire, the thing is disintegrating in a million pieces, and he gets out without a scratch. But in the second crash, it doesn't look like anything. He gets a little tap on his bumper and hits the wall, and that's it. I don't understand what's happening here. Well, the answer is that in the first crash, the energy of the impact is scattered. It's scattered to the outside. It's flipping, it's catching on fire, things are falling apart, but the impact is not going into the driver. He's just along for the ride. However, in the Earnhardt crash, all of the force of the impact goes into the car and into Earnhardt himself, and ultimately it broke his neck, and that's what killed him. So the lesson here is that when we fall, we need to somehow transfer the energy into motion rather than a jarring shock to our bodies. Watch this headstand. I'm going to do this improperly now. As I fall, all of the energy goes into my hips as they touch and into my back. This is really interesting. Watch this. Falling, you can actually see the shockwave go through my body. Here it is in slow motion again. Right, and one more time, a little slower. As I fall, my back is flat and the impact goes straight into my spine. You can even see a little shockwave going along my t-shirt there. That is not good. That means I took the brunt of all that. So here's a much safer way. As I fall, curving the back, we're going to roll through, make the body into a ball, and dissipate the energy into a forward roll. Totally safe. No danger to the neck. Now, the technique here is a little tricky. As you start to fall, you need to open your hands, tuck your head, protecting the neck, and roll into a ball. It's also really important to keep your knees bent because extended legs have more force than bent legs. If you knit your fingers together in headstand, it's also important that as you feel yourself falling, you quickly open the fingers. This protects the small finger bones from getting crunched in on each other. So if you're falling from a regular headstand, just be sure tuck the neck and roll through. Make the energy go to the outside rather than inside. Falling through tripod headstand is an entirely different matter because you can't tuck your neck anymore. Oh, that was not good. Don't do that. What happened is I wasn't able to transfer any of the force into motion. It all just came to a screeching halt as I hit the floor. But if you can't tuck the neck and roll, how do you get rid of that energy? Well, the answer is to do kind of a bridge pose. Watch this. As I feel myself falling, I bend the knees and catch myself. Now, it happened a little faster. Let's watch it again in slow motion. As I fall, I'm going to kind of make my body into a shock absorber, like something you might see under one of those NASCARs. At an even slower speed, you can see how the energy first moves down and through and then kind of rocks back. At no point does it go into my spine or my neck. We're going to use this same technique when we fall through our handstand. People's biggest problem in handstand is that they panic and do all kinds of weird things like collapsing down through it, rolling to one side like this, falling on their back, or just kind of flopping over on their legs. These are all pretty dangerous and they hurt. So if you want to safely come out of handstand, you need to do a really big wheel pose, just like this. Again, that shock absorber sensation. The trickiest part of this is that as you fall, you need to relax and not panic. In order to absorb the impact, you need to be limber and loose, not tight like a board. If you can do wheel pose, then you can do this fall. It's just a matter of learning to relax the mind and trust your legs to be there for you. The most important thing is to keep your arms extended and keep your head as far away from the mat as possible to protect the neck. This moment right here where you're in free fall, heading towards the mat, is the scariest one. But if you can learn to face your fear, you can comfortably do this pose anytime with the knowledge that you're going to be safe. Now, if you want to get better at that feeling, just do handstand a little bit further away from the wall than usual. Arch the back and get used to the feeling of having your center of gravity behind and above you. It's not something you can get in daily experience. Once you've got that, move one more small step back so that the curve becomes deeper and deeper. Keep doing this until you feel comfortable being upside down with your back arched. It's also a really great back stretch. Experiment with it, have fun, move your head in different angles and see how the center of gravity moves. Once you've got that pretty good, you can move away from the wall and fall through the pose. Now once you get it once, doesn't mean you can quit. You need to do it again and again until you have absolutely no trepidation about doing a handstand in any setting. You can finally cut that chain you have to your wall and fully express the pose. Good luck everyone, and please be safe.